Good morning. Happy Monday. Let's get started. So, every time you see a green box, as you already know, that means you need to complete an activity. So, last week you analyzed a personal essay about an individual who changed the course of a young man's life forever. This week you'll read a poem that pays tribute to a librarian who taught the speaker to dream of a faraway world and then explore some faraway worlds yourself. But first, you will need to read an article that stresses the importance of reading and creativity in the lives of children. So first, you're going to read the background information. Next, you're going to read the text in the slides. And then finally, you're going to reflect on your own interests in reading and offer suggestions as to how your school can support Cal's quest. Okay. So if you need additional help, we're going to go to slide 14. I'm going to go through it with you, so you don't really need to worry about that. All right, translated instructions. As always, all you need to do is click the link. It pops up, and then you get your translated instructions. Today you will read excerpts from an article titled Children's Laureate Stresses the Importance of Books and Creativity. The text can be found in the slides. So in the text you'll read today, you'll learn about the author Cressida Cowell's quest to bring more books and imagination to children's lives. Cowell is the author of children's books, including How to Train Your Dragon series, which were made into animated films. Cowell was named Waterstone's Children's Laureate in the United Kingdom, an award given to an author or illustrator of children's books in order to honor his or her accomplishments. Read the excerpts from the article to learn what Cowell thinks about reading and the power and creativity of imagination. So the language focus for today is the word quest. It's going to be something that we need to think about as far as like what it means, just so we can kind of zone in on an important topic word here. So you're going to complete each box with your own words or an image to show your understanding of the term. So the definition, a sentence, non-examples, and then image. Non-examples is another word for like opposite, things that are the opposite. All right, so you're going to pretend that this word is a person. You're going to interview the word. Again, this is something we've done before, so I'm not going to go over this in detail, but you're going to pretend that this word is a person. So in the slide and the ones to follow, you will see excerpts from that article that we talked about. So this is the first part of the article. And then right after, they have a couple of questions. So you're reading it in chunks, which is really good and something that I personally think is helpful as far as comprehending text. So you're going to read this portion of the article. Then you're going to answer these two questions. These two questions obviously coincide with what you already read. They're not going to ask you questions about things you haven't read yet. So in the second paragraph, the article lists a few ways that children can gain reading rights. List 2 are the reasons. Next, what could Cal mean when she states that books and reading are magic? Again, things that coincide with this slide that has information. You're going to do the same thing again. Here's the little chunk of the article. Here are your questions. What are some obstacles children face when it comes to reading? Hint, look in the first paragraph. Pretty easy right there. And then what does Cal read or mean when she states, in order to make progress, there must be action? What is the action that she is calling for? Again, in those paragraphs. And then one more time, they give you the portion of the article, and then they give you your questions. According to Cal, how can the responsibilities of parents or caregivers impact a child's ability to fall in love with reading? And then describe the Free Writing Friday campaign and how can it support children's creativity. So then last question you have here, how could your school support Cal's quest to create children who read for the joy of it? If you already read for the joy of it, what helped you on your quest to love reading? I don't know if you guys remember, but in the very beginning of the year, I stated that my ultimate goal was to make it so that you guys enjoyed reading because you thought that it was fun. Whether that worked for you or not, I gave you a reason or a way in which I think that I could create that fun for you. I think that while we were reading, we kind of made that step a little bit. But again, if I'm wrong, feel free to tell me I'm wrong. But what do you think that your school, your teachers, what can they do to make it so that you really have a joy and a love of reading? Okay. And then here's that slide where it says if you need additional help, it's more just like a language language help here with the word joy and quest. But that's it. That's it for today. You have a couple of questions, and then you just need to answer that like reflection question. Okay? So attendance, mandatory. Please do it. What are the things I always do? Question sheet. And that's it. I'll see you tomorrow.